It's everything we've been waiting for. And Daniel has his opportunity. You know, when he came back and beat Firstkiller the first time, it was clear Daniel was still the best, but something about that doesn't feel like that. This feels like solidifying, you know, we're still in the Daniel era, or was the Firstkiller era just grace of him not playing the game mode? You know, did he just step out and allow Daniel to take over? He has an opportunity to try and prove that that was the case. So huge match.
This is it now, ladies and gentlemen. The grand final is about to begin. It's Daniel against Firstkiller. Firstkiller who looks unstoppable right now. He's putting together just a ridiculous streak of matches. When we talk about the EU streak Moxie went on earlier on, you know, Firstkiller's on a pretty similar one. He lost his second round group stage match, and now he has won 5 matches in a row. He didn't need to go that 6th match because he went the short route through the bracket. But Daniel is the player who took him to Game 5 in the playoffs. So if someone can do it, I think everybody would want to see it be him. But it's Firstkiller to start things off with a goal. Nice little reverse maneuver into defense, and then a couple of wall dashes into position. And he might be out of boost. He's not out of speed.
Yeah, interestingly, the person who gave Firstkiller his loss was Beast Mode.
Yeah.
You know, Beast Mode coming into the event was, you know, I think maybe a little bit too quickly. People were saying because of Beast Mode's best of ones on land, which were very impressive.
Oh,
those fakes. That was a great save, too.
Yeah.
But people were ready to say Beast Mode was already at the top, you know, already maybe with the Daniels and Firstkillers. And I said, oh, wait a second, let's see how the full matches go. And Beast Mode played well. I mean, the fact he beat Firstkiller shows that, you know, maybe people weren't that far off. But it is the ones regulars here in North America who find their way back.
Yeah, Beast Mode had the... I mean, it's clear to see Beast Mode's got the ability to match up well with anyone. But, you know, the consistency is what is so hard to produce in 1v1. Oh my goodness, Firstkiller's absolutely nailed that floor pinch off a challenge as well. He had hardly any momentum here. He didn't need it again. You know, the first goal he's producing momentum for his car without any boost. Now he's producing power shot on the ball without any momentum. I mean, the ability to just hit the ball hard and move quickly, they've always served him well. And he's already off to a good start in the grand final.
Yeah, Daniel in the Carmen Core decal. I mean, that's the way the French have been playing 1v1. That's a really smart play, but it hasn't been the answer so far. That's a great save, and he has sent the ball really on target. I mean, Firstkiller is going to be back for the save, but they combined for a shot to completely clear it. He tried to recover to the play and make Firstkiller uncomfortable, and he wasn't able to. Firstkiller up into the dribble, but the double is not on target. Daniel chasing him down. He refuses to leave the play, despite not having boost, but he finally has to. Firstkiller has this ball glued on the wall. No way to get it off, so he just turns around for a hook shot. Nice undercut. Hits the brakes to get Daniel all messed up on defense. What a great play from Firstkiller. That did not need to be a goal, and it wouldn't have been if he had drove past, but so smart to sit underneath Daniel's recovery, and there's almost nothing Daniel can do after that.
A crunching ground shot after the trip and the catch. Firstkiller on form. I mean, we wondered if he's going to give any easy goals to Daniel earlier on. Well, the answer is no. He just dribbled the ball around the pitch twice and then scored. Daniel now with a good setup off the side wall. He's got the flip to work with here. But that's a pretty slow pinch, and he's followed up with a shot into the post. Well, big mistake there by Daniel. In fact, a couple of mistakes. First mechanical and then strategical. And Firstkiller goes up 4-0.
Yeah, these first 2 minutes have been a great advertisement for Wavy. Wavy did just as well. Looks like Firstkiller apparently is just that step above everybody, at least in the first 2 minutes. Daniel has yet to, again, even really had an offensive take. I mean, he's just been playing defense against Firstkiller for 2 minutes, and to very little success because Firstkiller has found 4 goals. He's got another opportunity. That was maybe the first little flub from Firstkiller, and Daniel's brief possession is getting interfered with. He has an opportunity now to turn in an air dribble. Firstkiller shouldn't have a lot of boost to work with, so Daniel does a great job of using his to play keep away, and he turns it in for his first goal.
This is so important that Daniel keeps getting on the board as much as possible, because, you know, if Firstkiller being the 2-time NA Salt Mine champion wasn't enough for you guys to just know that there might be something more going on here, something ominous, something inevitable about Firstkiller and this tournament. The scorelines in the previous grand finals have been 4-0. Season 1, he 4-0'd Chronic in the Salt Mine NA playoffs. Season 2, he 4-0'd Mile in the Salt Mine NA playoff. So, grand finals, that is. well, step one for Daniel is just take a game. Do something no one else has done in Assault Mine in a final. Let's beat Firstkiller in a game. Wavy was able to do it in the semis. Other players have done it in the semifinals as well. Firstkiller is just so confident in this tournament. He's so confident in his own ability right now. Daniel chasing him into the back corner. Firstkiller's undeterred, easily escapes. And now here comes another attack with the flip reset. Bump following it up, but Daniel gets over it. That's a huge save as well.
Yeah, and I think he has the catch. He has the catch and takeaway. So there is Daniel putting the first stop to the Firstkiller free play session, which has been going on for an hour or so now because he has been free playing against Wavy as well. But Daniel stopping it before it gets too out of hand. He has 2 minutes to make up 2, and it's less about the goals as much as it is, you know, he needs to regain the midfield. I mean, everything is Firstkiller's, and this is not going to change that. Firstkiller kickoff win forces Daniel back, and so, you know, the momentum hasn't switched. Just stopping a goal and maybe getting one counterattack isn't going to do it. He's going to have to find more.
Yeah, it's a very difficult save there for Daniel. He almost needs to pinch it off his own crossbar to get the clear. There's not enough time to recover and beat Firstkiller to the ball. 3 goals in it. Daniel trying to go for the double, but the first touch is way too high. He had to bail immediately. That's going to waste even more time. Firstkiller needs to hold on for a second here for the boost to respawn, but he has plenty of time. Let's a quick glance below to see where Daniel is. And, oh, a no-look shot by Firstkiller. Daniel thought he could just leave this and fake Firstkiller out. Firstkiller just plays the ball anyway. An effortless finish by Firstkiller.
Yeah, Daniel, he was snaking underneath the ball. I think he was maybe trying to threaten a demo of some sort, but I watched it from Daniel's perspective. That's what it seemed like. Watching it from Firstkiller's, it looks like Daniel's just dancing around the ball, and Firstkiller takes his one touch towards the net. Daniel, I mean, we're talking about a Daniel who just dominated in his matchup before this one, and yet Firstkiller has shown that his domination is greater. That's a good save from Daniel. A strong first touch on the wall, and I don't think Firstkiller should be able to get back. If he did, then Daniel's in real trouble. But Daniel, great conversion on a good defensive play.
It's a really good touch and transition from defense into a shooting chance by Daniel. Absolutely no time wasted there. And if he had taken any longer, then Firstkiller would have been back in time to deflect that into the crossbar. And Firstkiller just landed in reverse here. It'll be Daniel again with a good chance. First touch is good, but he cannot fake out Firstkiller here. He's tried a couple of times, and it is not working out at all. Firstkiller quickly air dribbles into the post, but the recovery is good for him. He sets up off the right wall now for yet another aerial play, and you know, unlike CRR in the semi-final, Firstkiller's had real threats for Daniel to think about, and he is able to outplay Daniel in these mechanical situations.
Daniel's going to have a late recovery this time on this dribble, and Daniel needs goals now. He can't really afford to slow down this play, so it's a strong first touch again. Did he keep it out ahead of Firstkiller? Yeah, it played right into his hand. He had no choice but to do it, and Firstkiller maybe should have been prepping for it, but he slows down there a little bit on the side wall. He's got to recognize that Daniel doesn't have time. He's just going to be touching the ball as strong as he can because he has no other choice. But Firstkiller slows down. Daniel accelerates past him. So now we saw Firstkiller do a delay or a fake late in order to secure his game. This time it looked like maybe a wave dash kickoff that he got slammed to the ground too quickly. Daniel actually has a possession and a long shot. Daniel, he's within one. And now he just needs one more controlled kickoff.
Wow, what a fake by Daniel. You know, I said earlier on, he is not getting any of these fakes to work against Firstkiller, but that one worked. Quick turn while Firstkiller is looking to steal the boost. And now Daniel, with 10 seconds left, has so many options for the kickoff. He could just try and straight up win this one. And he tries to delay it instead. That works out well. He's got a free touch on the ball, 100 boost as well. Daniel fakes the shot off the wall. Firstkiller's in the area, but Daniel's going to have another chance at this. Oh, well played by Firstkiller. Well, Daniel got the ball past him, but Firstkiller stopped him from advancing his car. Holds on in what turned out to be a much closer ending than we thought.
Oh, yeah, that was domination Firstkiller for 4 minutes and 30 seconds, it felt like. And what a cheeky little play at the end. Because Daniel, if Daniel gets around Firstkiller, he's on the, you know, it's free range. You know, he could get to the ball. It's an easy goal. But Firstkiller on low boost, he knows the only thing he could do is just cut him off. Try and go underneath him, prevent him from being able to get to it. Really smart play, but he's hanging on by a thread. Daniel, it's a great surge for going forward in this series because it was looking like another free play session. But no, these guys fairly equal. You see it on the field control, but actually possession again, all Firstkiller. He controlled it the whole way. It was only those late, quick counterattacks that brought Daniel back.
Yeah, and the possession has just been crushing for Firstkiller in this semi-final matchup, and now in this matchup as well. He completely controls the game. He let his guard down a little bit at the end there, trying to close it out with control on the ball. Didn't defend his net, but before that, he just had perfect touch after perfect touch, and he's making Daniel play the same way Wavy did, just back in his net, waiting for Firstkiller to finish making his play on the ball before he can get going. Firstkiller doing that to Wavy, I can understand that. I could see it because Wavy's in his first big semi-final, his first big preliminary final, I should say, of a tournament of this size. But for Firstkiller to do that to Daniel as well is a different thing entirely. He really is showing us that he is back and at his all-time best. And really, it's up to Daniel to level up here because he can't just sit back and save shots like he did in his semi-final. He has to fight for the ball. He has to take it away from Firstkiller. Already, Firstkiller just easily outplays him. I mean, that is so simple. Just passing it to himself off the sidewall. Daniel completely out of the game. It's 1-0 FK.
Yeah, Daniel may be getting used to a different level of speed than his opponents, but he is not going to be able to get away with that long. You better realize that Firstkiller is quick to the ball. You can't be turning in half speed on a play like that. Firstkiller couldn't see Daniel behind this ball, so does launch the ball on a pretty deep fake challenge, but couldn't tell if it was a big rush. Daniel is going to try and launch this away, but with no boost, he allows Firstkiller to regain possession. He's going to use that to approach the midfield. Firstkiller sees that. Strong first touch to try and counter it, but Daniel, he does enough. It cost him all his boost to get this save, but he does earn himself the midfield. He's going to try and chase Firstkiller down. He just got scored on by being too aggressive there. So this time, he backs off and maybe got Firstkiller to speed up that dribble and lose control of it because of Daniel's positioning. Nice 50, the wave dash. Is he going to be able to get a shot? He's going to do it on an air dribble. Firstkiller off the back wall. This one is just completely killed, but he couldn't get up in time to get the shot.
I think Daniel he technically missed what looked like a bit of an open net there. It was a tough one. Now here he goes with the ceiling recovery, double tap, not going to happen. Firstkiller showing that he's got the defense as well to really force Daniel to his limit, and unfortunately for Daniel, he pushed it a bit too far there. His ceiling pinch rebounds are still pretty new, obviously, but Daniel is capable of hitting shots like that. Was it wise in this situation? So close to the goal with Firstkiller in front of him. Heavy hit by Firstkiller. Oh, that's a perfect shot. No more analysis needed there. That is just perfect by Firstkiller.
Yeah, won the kickoff into a place where Daniel, I guess Daniel's best chance is maybe to stick around and try and double jump, hit the ball right at the spot that Firstkiller shot it. Instead, he banks on not the most perfect shot ever coming out and decides to go into the net to see if he can make a save. But the way Firstkiller's playing, of course, the perfect shot did come. This flick is a bit high for Firstkiller to deal with. Yeah, he's not going to be able to steal Daniel's boost. So it's a Daniel possession, one that he just quickly loses on the dribble, and now he's forced to roll it on the ground into Firstkiller's corner and gets nothing out of those possessions. I was talking earlier about Wavy. When he got his open opportunities, you need to get something out of him to get defenders scared. Daniel's the kind of guy not to worry about his offense too much, but that was certainly a possession wasted, and we'll see if he can get one back. Firstkiller booming this to the back wall. These guys both taking strong touches. Now, another opportunity for Daniel. Big challenge from Firstkiller. Daniel flicks over the top. It's crossbar and out, and Firstkiller has the double read to clear it.
Oh, what a recovery by Firstkiller. Daniel's still coming for him, but Firstkiller saves the next shot as well and scores to make it for Daniel. He's trying everything in this game. He's probably put shots on net that would have worked against most players at least 3 or 4 times this game, but Firstkiller equal to every single one of them and running away with this. Another dominant display, like you said earlier, making Wavy look really good. In fact, his efforts are not bad. Not bad at all. I think he can be pretty happy with himself after seeing how much Daniel's struggling against this version of Firstkiller. Triple with the rebound, or the reset, sorry. Daniel goes next. What? That's a triple tap reset. And then forfeit with 2 minutes and 18.
That is a 2-minute 18 game winner. I mean, North America's always been a bit quicker to forfeit, but I mean, Daniel feels what we feel too. I mean, we feel this Firstkiller domination. Daniel maybe doesn't feel good about trying to fight back from down. I've seen this work before. It seems like a crazy early forfeit. It probably is. But I've seen the insistence on restarting and trying to get a new take at momentum. It can work, but man, half the game was still available.
It did work for Firstkiller against Wavy at least, so there is that to think about. Well played, Firstkiller. Again, just another dominant display. I don't know how on earth he's pulled this level out after seeing him. He struggled in Shotcast Duels, which is not a long time ago. That was in August. Shotcast Duels. We're just talking a couple months, and he did not look anywhere near the guys who made the top 4 in that tournament. Just really struggled start to finish. But yeah, he's back. He's better than ever. This is just a ridiculous, unplayable level that Firstkiller is producing right now. Even making Daniel lose confidence. And who does this to Daniel? Who crushes Daniel? That's a very short list of players. And definitely not like this, the way Firstkiller is doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, nobody crushes Daniel, I would say. I mean, there's tons of players who are certainly at his level when he's playing his best ones, but those guys at the top, nobody has this level of control over a series that Firstkiller has had in this one. I mean, this is ridiculous. Yeah, but a new game and a new Daniel. We see Daniel in the Octane, the Space Station Octane, and when he was at his peak, he was probably playing this car the most. So he has gone back to the comfort zone, and we'll see if that'll re-spark the fire.
Yeah, great shot by Daniel there. It needed to be perfect to get past the recovering Firstkiller, and it was perfect to go up 1-0. This is exactly what Naupo tried against Moxie in their semi-final matchup earlier on today in Europe. That was an Octane switch that looked like it brought some life into the match for Naupo. Still ended up being a loss for him as well, though, so that hopefully, for Daniel's sake, he won't go down that road. He's already looking a bit more bringing his suspension in this game. I like the aggression I'm seeing from him. Firstkiller, I'm sure, not too bothered yet after the just complete dominance he's put on in the past couple of matches, but that's going to be another goal for Daniel. Firstkiller's all in, and Daniel will score from distance to make it 2.
Yeah, I've seen players change car before, and sometimes it's not really, matched with a change in playstyle, but Daniel has gone from, I mean, he tried to win the last couple games the way he won against CRR, where he's just playing so kind of slow in his Fennec and sitting back and thinking, a playstyle that's like, I'm so much better or so much more mechanical in this sense, I'll just figure it out. But now, Daniel has switched back to an incredibly aggressive style, one that he knows he needs to try and control the game, and it's working so far.
Yeah, and he's had some very strong kickoff possessions that have really helped him wrestle control of this game away from Firstkiller. Now, what can Firstkiller do with this one? This is a completely uncontested kickoff possession. Decides to fake it out, and that will be an own goal. Daniel has been forced to score this one in his own net by Firstkiller's pull shot, but obviously the fake did the work before this. Daniel did not react to it in time, and Firstkiller just forces the issue. If Daniel didn't do that, Firstkiller would have no difference there, but still technically an own goal.
Wave dash kickoff for Firstkiller. We've seen both of them mixing it up, at least at the start of the game, a decent amount. With Firstkiller, they get another great possession. These fakes.
Wow.
Daniel goes flying past. I mean, it's such a tough position to stop. That's why, these wall-to-air dribble kickoffs are the best place to do it. You see Daniel going ceiling height because he wants to maybe try and intercept that. I think off kickoffs, when you have to rush back, it's really hard to make those ceiling challenges. Daniel decided it was going to be too hard. He tried to come back down, but just ended up flying past the play on the fake.
This could be another possession here for Firstkiller. This is something Daniel has to answer. It's all well and good if he can score off his possession plays, but if he can't stop Firstkiller's, then he's got a real problem in his hands. He does stop this one though. Daniel takes control. He's got a little bit of an angle to play with here. Cuts it wide. Firstkiller's actually going to take the ball for free there. That's a bit of a mistake there for Daniel. He played the ball to the side of the goal that did not have boost up to steal. So that wasn't the best planning there from Daniel. Firstkiller just taking that one away. Now nice save with the backflip by Firstkiller. So he stops Daniel once again. It's getting a bit worrying here for Daniel. He had a good spree at the start of this game. Now it's getting more towards Firstkiller. That's ideal though from Daniel. That's not ideal, however, in the follow-up. This time he does have the boost steal though. So he might still be able to work this into a goal-scoring position. Yes, he does. Perfect top corner finish to the air dribble that gave Firstkiller no time to recover.
Yeah, Daniel, I mean, the shot right before this one, you'd expect him to try and place it. You'd expect him to try and, you know, put it on the edges of the net. I wonder if there's a chance he preferred, you know, pulling that save out of Firstkiller and continuing. You'd think that there was a chance to score. Maybe if he puts it to the side, you know, Firstkiller gets a save that clears the ball and ends the possession. But either way, Daniel made it work, whether it was the right, you know, intention or not. And now Firstkiller, he's got more than enough boost to get a dribble going. But the problem for him is the ball is rolling. So he's just going to take a couple camera checks as both these guys play chicken. And Daniel, he takes it away. He is the first one to flip, and he is rewarded.
Well, Firstkiller wanted Daniel to hit the ball into him, but when Daniel did hit the ball, Firstkiller wasn't ready. He moved in to 50-50 it, and Daniel popped it over him in reverse. Really good timing there by Daniel. I mean, perfect timing, really. If he hit that at Firstkiller when Firstkiller was further away, would have bounced over him. He managed to put it over Firstkiller instead, and now he's back Firstkiller up into the net. That's a great shot by Daniel to set up the boost steal.
Air dribble, Firstkiller. He jumped on the first. He actually made it back for the next, but it was clear once Daniel had added over the top of him that he should be able to score. Firstkiller tried his best to use a flip to bail out of that bad challenge, but it only allowed him one more touch. So Daniel, he's creating a bit of separation. I'm not sure I would have expected this game to go this way, even if I did know that Daniel was making a switch up of car, because Firstkiller has just been dominating. But it's a 4-goal lead with 2 minutes left. Nice dodge of the demo from Daniel. He doesn't have a ton of boost to work with, but he's just going to get a ground pinch to buy himself a bit of time.
Yeah, Firstkiller's continuing to try and make the comeback here. We did see one early forfeit versus Wavy. He's not giving Daniel that free win just yet. Well, Daniel's obviously earned the lead. He's going to need to keep working to turn it into a win. At least as far as Firstkiller is concerned. Just 8 boost to Firstkiller's name though. What a recovery by Daniel. Decides to shoot the ball straight at FK again. But, waiting for bad saves and trying to pounce on them. Daniel inside the final 80 seconds of the game finally has full control, and he scores again to make it 7-2, and that will be a next CT from Firstkiller there. Daniel responds and takes a game off Firstkiller for the first time in Firstkiller's salt mine in a career. He's lost a game in a grand final.
Wow. Daniel makes sense to be the one to do it. I mean, for a second there, I was worried we were going to have a runaway victory for Firstkiller, but it looks like we're looking at a series right now, and Firstkiller has proven to be human. You know, when he wasn't getting tested before, he was hitting absolutely everything he asked for, and now, I mean, we saw a missed touch there right at the end, get Daniel additional goal and initiate the forfeit from Firstkiller, so the series has now begun.
Yeah, a big switch up there. Daniel with massive field control for the first time. Firstkiller's taking an L in that stat on the next rank post-game stats. Now, remember, as I was saying all day, if you want to get the 15% discount you can get for thenextrank.com, head over to that link via !TNR in Twitch chat or via the YouTube description. And yeah, you can access the course coming soon from myself and apparently Jack when the launch does indeed happen. No, for Firstkiller 2-1, best of 7. It's promising for Daniel. I like the Octane matchup a little bit more. He just looks like he's a bit scarier in that car, a bit harder for Firstkiller to control, a bit harder for Firstkiller to read, perhaps. So it's not going to be a surprise. So when we load back in and see him still in the Octane, you might be wondering, oh, of course, Johnny, he's in the Octane, he just won a game. But, you know, sometimes players use that one game in a different car to switch it up. And even if they do win, they go back to the car they've been practicing recently. But yeah, Daniel's got a bunch to go to. We've seen the Danimus before as well, although I don't expect to see it today. We've seen the Danmobile. Yeah, just the Octane today. I expect to see him probably stick to that for the remainder of the series.
Yeah, I think for the 1v1 purists who saw Daniel in his best Rocket League, it's nice to see him in this Daniel versus Firstkiller matchup in this car. This was a car that was used a ton around the time that Daniel was really crushing. But Firstkiller is looking to bounce back. Daniel really brought the game to Firstkiller as proven by that field control stat. And you could just see it on the field. I mean, Daniel all of a sudden was not just allowing Firstkiller possessions and accepting a defensive position in this matchup. And he's going to look to try and equalize right now. Firstkiller's actually hiding behind the ball the whole time from Daniel's perspective, but he's just going to roll it at him, and that's not a bad play. Firstkiller getting caught up in the air. It's not likely he's going to make, you know, a great clearance save here on the ground, and Daniel takes advantage.
Yeah, so definitely a misplay there by Firstkiller. He hit the ball straight into Daniel. Obviously, he's looking to hit it a lot harder than that and get it clear, but that was just straight at Daniel. Firstkiller knew where Daniel was, of course, so no question, a mistake by a player who's had very few mistakes today, or in the playoffs as a whole. Firstkiller playing for the back corner, had only 18 boosts to his name, so that makes sense. Daniel's in the area. That's not really the most lively ball for Firstkiller to play with. He decides to just send it down the line. No chance to demo Daniel there, though, who backed off into a safe position, takes the ball for himself. Full volley, saved by Firstkiller. Daniel's still in control, and he looks scary in these plays now. Firstkiller isn't handling him as easily as he did earlier on, especially in that second game where counterattacks were landing for FK every single time.
Firstkiller's done a good job of boost management, in fact, and Daniel actually missed this midfield, so it is going to be a Firstkiller air dribble. He's looking for the top left corner. He's threatening nothing else, though. When starting that dribble from the right side, attacking that left corner already,
wow.
There's nothing available. Daniel cleans up the save, and then he cleans up the midfield as well, fighting with Firstkiller getting bumped to the ball. He just side flips to control it and makes it his own touch.
The fact that Daniel's just been able to ignore that bump, even use it to his advantage, and control the ball while flipping away from it, that's incredible. And escaping the follow-up bump as well. I mean, perfect play there by Daniel in a very awkward position. Firstkiller trying to bump him on the follow-up here. Daniel's not going to give him any option to do that, but here comes Firstkiller with the flip reset from close range. Gets a bump on Daniel in the follow-through. Oh, and what a setup by Firstkiller here. Just a little pinch upwards and over the incoming challenge. Flip reset is good, and Firstkiller ties the game.
Firstkiller. Daniel is trying to affect the play. I mean, we talk about powering through bumps. I think Daniel clipped on Firstkiller there right before the start of it, but that doesn't waver his air dribble at all. And Daniel having to recover from the midfield. It's a tough place to defend those dribbles from. And Daniel might have a good opportunity on this kickoff. Firstkiller actually saving it off the post. It's a great save because it keeps the ball away from Daniel's control, at least away from his immediate control. So instead of Firstkiller being pinned back, he is now at least trying to steal away possession in this orange corner, and I think he's done just that. Daniel gave the ball away. Firstkiller maybe gifting it right back, though. So it'll be Daniel to the back wall. Firstkiller, these guys just trying to trade. Somebody wants a possession, and they're going to take it to their back wall to try and get it. Firstkiller might end that now with an air dribble, but forced to go to the ground. No!
Oh, Daniel! Not like this, not again. Daniel with his 1 own goal per series stat. He's so consistent with it, and it's the best one yet. On the turn, no time to think about it. He just sends it straight into the middle of the open net with confidence.
He is striking at his own net with so much power. He's not even accidentally
effortless
hitting it in. Yeah,
effortless power. He just pinged it straight in. Nothing Firstkiller could do.
All right, he's got himself some space, and he needs to maybe get one back after giving Firstkiller the lead with that own goal. He's got a reset touch to the backboard. Firstkiller has the read. He tried to flip through the boost to see it. He's not going to need it, so maybe not. He's just trying to set up his position for the hook shot. But man, 4-2. Firstkiller survives, and with the courtesy of Daniel's goal, he's got a 2-goal lead.
That's a brilliant open net conversion in the counterattack as well by Firstkiller. Such precision with every touch and every flip to deny Daniel any chance of a recovery. Now Firstkiller's completely crushed him. Daniel actually hits the ball pretty much on the spot there. Firstkiller wasn't committed to the boost steal, so it works in his favor. Yeah, this has been yet another amazing game by Firstkiller, and Unfortunately for Daniel, he's the player making mistakes. And with Firstkiller in the form he's in, like we said before, you can't be doing that. You can't be giving him free goals. He is just so confident. He is so consistent. A minute and 30 to go. It's still playable for Daniel, but Firstkiller's coming in again. Off target with the center ball into ground pinch combo. He's going to easily be back to save that shot from Daniel, which was, I mean, ultimately lacking a ton of power.
Yeah, I think he was trying. I mean, he was trying to go across the net with power, something that would have had a chance at scoring. He lost a little bit of power and dropped it right into Firstkiller. We've seen Firstkiller score a ton of times from this tight angle, but Daniel's going to stop it right now. This back and forth in the midfield does favor Firstkiller, who has the lead with 2 goals. Will Firstkiller try and slow this game down? He's been playing so fast as a way to just send games out of commission this late. But right now, Daniel is still around for the first time in a while.
And it just feels like in game 1, game 2, and now in game 4 as well, every time Daniel gets 1 touch on the ball, Firstkiller's getting 2. He just has better control and better possession in this matchup. We had 1 game for Daniel where he looked good in that statistic, of course. He had the kickoffs and the conversion rate to force an early forfeit from Firstkiller. But apart from that, Firstkiller has thoroughly outplayed Daniel in that regard. Time is running out. Daniel needs a goal right now. He's got a good position for himself. Flip reset is saved by Firstkiller though. Firstkiller just has to hold on for a couple more seconds. That will do it. It is going to be triple match point to the defending champion.
Just unbelievable. Daniel had 1 bounce back game there. We went back to Firstkiller control. This one was down to the wire. Daniel had a chance to make it close there late. Firstkiller just did a good job at doing what he's done all day today. Only dropping... Oh, actually dropped 3 games. He dropped a game to Wavy. I mean, it's interesting. Are we back to a match of the series? Wavy could feel really good if the series goes the same exact way.
Yeah.
Wavy got 1, and maybe Daniel will just get 1. I mean, it seems that way. Are we going to see Octane? Is Daniel sticking Octane for this next one?
I thought he would, but that wasn't the best game for Daniel. He might want to switch up again. It really just depends what he's been playing this week. If he's been playing purely Fennec, then it's easy to just blame that game on the Octane and say, hey, we got one win in this car, really legacy car for him, but I've not been practicing it enough to really merit, closing out the series with it after a game like that, where it wasn't just the own goal. There were a lot of other heavy first touches from Daniel as well, giving away possession after just 1 touch, no shots. Firstkiller did defend really well to keep Daniel at 2, but Daniel also, especially towards the tail end of the game, lost control in several key moments. So, I guess we'll see in a few seconds. Will Daniel switch it up again? No, he won't. He is going to close out in the Octane. Okay, so he's not blaming the car. He's saying that was just execution. It's on me. Let's step it up and keep this series going.
Yeah, it's interesting to think that they were 2-2. When Daniel absolutely boomed the ball into his own net, they were tied at 2-2. And then Firstkiller got another one after that. And that was the game. That was the difference. Daniel, you can see maybe a little bit of tilt from him here to start this game as he just flops on his side. He ends up handing the ball over to Firstkiller. So right back from behind position for Daniel. Is it something he could shake off? He's going to have to if he wants a chance at being a Salt Mine champ.
Let's try and think of something. I'm trying to think of anything to criticize about Firstkiller's play today. I'm going to say, was that a misplay? Should he have taken longer to score that? Forced Daniel to come back, the classic. Because Daniel wasn't recovering. He was maybe thinking about it, but yeah, Firstkiller. I'm going to say that was a misplay. He can't be perfect. We've got to take something away from him. But he's close to it today. This is another perfect start for Firstkiller. 2-0 inside 30 seconds.
He did get pogoed on too. Let's not forget.
True. What about
right now? That's what North America has on him.
Yeah. Got pogoed on. Didn't stop the ball in his opponent's goal line. Really nowhere near perfect if you think about it. Yeah, we're having to stretch pretty thin here to find any flaws with Firstkiller today. As you can see, he has been that guy. Complete return to form. Oh, you might be even peaking again. It's 3-0. Perfect finish by Firstkiller off that sidewall.
Yeah, this late flip, to me, watching it from Firstkiller's perspective, I mean, it read exactly like a shot from the ground. So often, players will get the reset, take it for that ground shot, and I thought, oh, that's what Firstkiller's doing here. Daniel did as well, and then he flipped just so much later than you normally see to give it that surprising height.
Oh,
Daniel is going to miss his kickoff opportunity, and you know, that's just Firstkiller has paid off, you know, the post and the crossbar. They're both working for him. So there's no way you're going to be able to score unless you get it directly in the net.
Yeah, that's a very frustrated challenge from Daniel as well. And really no deception on that one at all. He ran the entire length of the pitch while Firstkiller can see around the ball and just, you know, said, hey, if this doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm just going to go for the ball and see what happens. Oh, well, it's in my net. 4-0. It might be Jover for Daniel. Firstkiller might be about to win his third out of 3. He's the only Salt Mine NA winner in history. And, you know, a lot of you guys watching this probably weren't around for Salt Mine 1. I don't mean that in a bad way. It was such a long time ago. I think it was 2019. Salt Mine 2 was 2020, if I remember correctly. These are tournaments that go way back. It shows Firstkiller's longevity. You know, he really is he's not the spring chicken he once was when it comes to age in the Rocket League scene. Is he 19 now? I believe. So either 18 or 19. He's up there, you know, when you're looking comparing him to 15, 16-year-old pros. But does he look any worse mechanically? No, he looks like he's at the absolute top of his game. He's 18, so he's apparently dark. Okay, yeah, he's 18 years old.
And 19 in December, I just checked.
So he's 19 at the end of the year. Yeah, 18, basically a pensioner for Rocket League Pro level. Yeah, he's still as mechanical as anyone when he's playing like this.
Daniel has himself a possession. I mean, we're talking about how well Firstkiller's playing, and he's earned it. But it's 3 minutes, and it's 3 goals. So by all means, Daniel could still come back in this game. The reason why you see us, you know, talking so much about Firstkiller is everything else about how this series has been going seems like it's fairly clear. Daniel is going to have to change a lot about the momentum if he wants to bring it back. But he's not giving up. You know, he's not here forfeiting in this game. And it just has Firstkiller on 0 boost right now. This could be a good opportunity if he can half flip. He's got Firstkiller back.
All right, here
Daniel,
we go.
I think, needs to score this. This has to be a goal for him. He's going to fall far of the net. Firstkiller tries to react.
Oh,
and Daniel,
so close.
Can he get back to it? He's not going to try and backwards wave dash. He is just going to leave. So that's the kind of precision that Daniel hasn't lacked today. Or sorry, Firstkiller hasn't lacked today.
Yeah, it's so close, but still no goal for all that effort for Daniel. Flip reset at the other end for Firstkiller. He's just got 1 boost to recover with, so this is going to be a bit more of a tricky one. Daniel goes for the big boost, and that gives Firstkiller a chance to turn. Demo in the back corner. Daniel doesn't see it coming. Firstkiller's got an open net, and this time he does take his time with it. Absolute genius. He's making Daniel do his bidding. Daniel's refusing. He's actually taking a run to the midfield. I don't think he wants to do it. He wants to retain his dignity. He doesn't want to come back and save this and watch Firstkiller score. Daniel's just watching it from afar. And now Firstkiller scores it to Daniel's praise. And that is why that is a good play, ladies and gentlemen. Who needs that time? Daniel does. Firstkiller wasting a ton of time and forcing Daniel to do his bidding.
Did you see Cosmic, though? Did you see Cosmic do it to no avail?
I did.
Cosmic did it to Jack.
He might not have had a Jack in his field of view when he did it there. So Cosmic, if you're watching, notice what Firstkiller did. He had Daniel in his sight the whole time. Really good tip for anyone trying to use that and annoy their opponents in Rocket League. I know that's why you all play the game. Pre-flip flick from Firstkiller. It's in. That is a nice shot for 6-1.
Yeah, it's everything's going his way. Daniel's giving him some compliments, but you know, we'll see if Daniel tries to fight it out. It's so clear that the odds are stacked against Daniel. The tilt is stacked against Daniel. Nobody wants Daniel to bring it back more than myself. I think many people know, but Firstkiller, he is just in the zone.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's kind of just rolling Daniel now. You know, Daniel earlier was consistently winning kickoffs and he didn't have to make changes, but you know, I do think he's been a bit stubborn in this game, especially just playing the same losing strategy. We talked about it a lot today. I feel like it's so much easier, of course, for us to see it watching the game than it is for these players in high pressure situations to think about it and to realize, wait, why am I doing this? I just lost a kickoff goal by doing that and now I'm doing it again. Yeah, Daniel is he's got other problems right now as well. It's not just kickoffs. Firstkiller's played unbelievably well. He's completely deserved all his success this tournament so far, and he is going to be tough to beat if this is any sign of the level he's going to have for the next 2 months.
Yeah. Will somebody be able to take a salt mine from Firstkiller? it was the kind of question that a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, before this had started, the answer was maybe even probably. Maybe even probably. With
He
the way
wasn't the
Chronic was
favorite.
playing,
Yeah.
Daniel, yeah. So and now it looks like we're right back where we were in 2020, whenever the last Salt Mine was. It's Firstkiller's world, and everyone else is just living in it.
Yeah, he's just different when it comes to Salt Mine North America. He's completely mopped the competition on the final day. 4-1 against Wavy, 4-1 against Daniel. And yeah, that really does put the Wavy series in perspective. I think, like you said earlier, he's going to feel pretty good about himself, because if anything, Firstkiller's made it look just as easy against Daniel in the grand final. And there have been hardly any flaws in his game. He's been so controlled. He's been so strategically sound. And yeah, GG's, my glorious king, says Daniel. He's going to dip after the 9th goal goes in. And I think, yeah, that's about right. The king is back. First king, first killer, on top once again. And, he's dropped one game this time, but I think overall, that was a pretty good run for him. Well played. Deserved.
Yeah, the runs from both of our champions today were incredibly impressive. Firstkiller doesn't do it as clean as Moxie did over there in EU, but man, they really set the bar. They set the bar. There's a couple more stages of Salt Mine to come, so there's going to be, other chances for players to show they have what it takes too, but the bar is set about as high as it can go with our first two champs, Moxie and Firstkiller.
And that's going to really be a confidence killer for everyone else in the North American Salt Mine, because he's back. I mean, when Firstkiller was on top, no one could play a confident series against him. He just destroyed everyone. He would win against everyone. In Game 7s, whenever it goes the distance, he would win. Whenever it didn't, he would be destroying people. And yeah, it looks like he's right back to that. He won a ton of Game 5s in the group stage. He won a Game 5 in the quarterfinal as well. So when it's going the distance, he is performing well. And then when it's not going the distance, it's Firstkiller who's winning. You can see in the Chalkcast post-series highlights, just Firstkiller after Firstkiller after Firstkiller. I mean, it was just so hard for Daniel to play this one, even though he had an equally confident preliminary final against CRR. It just wasn't the same once he got to the grand final. Completely different feel. And hey, I think that's a pretty good guess, actually. If you guys want to see Firstkiller in the Chalkcast, give us a 1 in chat, because there's a lot going on for this guy right now. Salt Mine, Salt Mine 3 NA Stage 1 champion. He's just been announced as Gen G's new player. Yeah, and maybe it's time, like you said in, I think it was his interview about Gen G acquiring him. Time for him to be a crowd favorite as well. I think he deserves some love for the level he's been able to hold over all these years and the respect he's been able to earn from his peers. But yeah, what are your thoughts? You were right. You're right, Fear. Firstkiller won it. You got the prediction right, but how much pain does it cause you to just be right emphatically about Daniel's defeat?
Anybody losing to that performance doesn't feel too bad. I mean, Firstkiller rose to another level. So, I think that at the end of the day, I feel good about my assessment of Rocket League play. I can pat myself on the back that I had the right read there. So yeah, I mean, I've watched Daniel for a long time. He's the kind of guy who, if he wants to, if he puts in a little time to 1v1, like when he was peaking in 1v1, I think he was playing it a lot more. He was playing more matches. He's definitely been relaxing off of that. So if Daniel wants to bounce back, he can. What you have to do is you have to play, and you have to play the game mode a little bit more. I think Firstkiller's been in it a bit, and at least in ranked, like I don't know if Daniel even plays much in ranked anymore. I'd have to double check, but yeah, I mean, even if Firstkiller doesn't, it's clear he's proven without the work that he's ahead. So people are going to have to work to try and catch back up.
Yeah, I mean, when these guys were at the top of their game, it was mostly from show matches and tournaments, not so much ranked. That's a good thing about ones these days. The play style is so similar to threes, aerial game, and challenge game, that you can just practice 2s and 3s and still have, great 1v1 game, as long as you're keeping up with the kickoff meta, as long as you're keeping up with the all of the mind games and all of the new shots people are practicing and adding to the repertoire, then you're good. And clearly these guys are right up at that level again. So that's the challenge. Can anyone beat Firstkiller in Salt Mine NA? So far, no. In 4 years and 3 attempts of trying, no one's been able to. But we have 2 more stages for Salt Mine NA. These are the points after Stage 1. This is the prize money that the players have accumulated after Stage 1. And a brief rundown of why those points are important is the final playoff for Salt Mine NA and for EU as well will contain 8 players, just like this playoff stage did as well. And it will be the top 8 players in points, not the top 8 players from stage 3 groups. So that's huge for all the players who accumulated points. They're on their way to securing points for those SM3 finals, which is essentially the last double money playoffs at the end of it all to culminate the entire tournament. But that's the end of stage 1. We're a third of the way there when it comes to content. We're actually taking a bit of a break now with Salt Mine. Today's the 11th of October, and Salt Mine is going to be back on the 30th of October with open qualifiers, 30th and 31st. So that's that stage 2 open qualifiers. All these dates are on Wikipedia, by the way, if you want to refresh your memory. Closed qualifiers and promo relegations will be the week after that, and then group stage will be the week after that for stage 2. So yeah, points. You want to be top 8 to get into the SM3 finals. Top 10 also relevant. If you want to make group stage for stage 3 without having to qualify, it's top 10 in points for that as well. So the guys who missed out in playoffs, apparently Jack and Beast mode, they're still on track for that as well. So not all bad news for the guys who missed playoffs. But yeah, that's it for stage 1. Fear, thank you so much for joining me to co-cast these matches. Feel like you really added more to just a different feel to the matches to have you here. I know people have been wanting us to cast ones for a long time, and somehow whenever one of us has a 1v1 tournament, the other one is unavailable. So this is actually a first for many reasons. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. And be sure to check out Fear's channel for plenty more Salt Mine matches. He's been broadcasting a bunch of the games, covering a lot of the games on replay as well. And yeah, can we get other Ben, producer Ben, can we get the streamers graphic for NA up as well so we can see everybody else who's been covering the action? Yeah, I know a lot of these guys have been uploading. Yeah, sorry, my camera keeps on going off. That's on me. But yeah, Fear, any final words about Salt Mine 3 for NA especially, since we've just finished with that one?
I'm not sure. It's been fun. It's been an honor to be able to come on and commentate it. I mean, I've just went from being a 1v1 fan who was watching Salt Mine to somebody who just decided to get involved with the scene. So it's crazy that I get to be involved with the biggest tournament that Ones has ever had. I guess the other thing I want to say is maybe check out Beast Mode's match against Firstkiller. He found a way to get a win. Who knew it would have been Beast Mode? So maybe there's something to look at there. Otherwise, maybe it'll just be all Firstkiller.
Yeah, I think it might just be all Firstkiller, but Beast Mode found the formula. He did get the 1 win on FK, just like Nowpo in Group Stage got the 1 win on Moxie. Nobody went undefeated for either Salt Mine, EU, or NA. But yeah, big thanks to Corelli, Dazzer, and CJ, and Yummy Cheeseman for helping cover the NA action. Can we get the EU streamers up as well before we conclude? It's already up. Great. We've got to say thank you to these guys as well. Shogun, Subparb NHD, Jamesbot, Jarby, and Rizzo. And a bunch of other languages as well, alternate language streamers, Rosry, Rocket Baguette, Firewall154, Cockin, Naywiz, and Val. Thank you to all of those guys and to everyone else who's been view party in the event throughout the past 2 weeks. Hope you've all enjoyed the content. There's a lot more to come. But like I said, bit of a break for a few weeks. There's some other tournaments going on, so I didn't want to put Salt Mine on at the same time and make players choose between the two. But we'll be back right at the end of October with open qualifiers, and then main event will be back in November. And once it's back, it's back. We're running every single week until the middle of December with Salt Mine Stage 2 and Stage 3. But that's it for this stage. Unless producer Ben, have I forgotten anything? I think we're we're good. That's everything, guys. Stick around for about 3 minutes if you want to join the raid. I'm going to go look for somebody to raid. And yeah, go check out all of Fear's content on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. To show your appreciation for him coming and helping out with the casting today. Definitely made my life a lot easier with all these best of 7s. But bye, everybody. That's it for Salt Mine 3 Stage 1. Hope you've all enjoyed, and we'll see you very soon.